Well, hello there, and welcome to episode 278 here on West Trident Avenue here in Alameda, California. And that's a big old shout out to my YouTube partner, Tom Allen. You should go check out Tom Allen. He puts out some good construction videos like this with heavy equipment moving around. Well, today I saw a little bit of demolition out here at Alameda Point, the old naval base. You can see the old naval base has seen its better days. And now, well, we call this progress. So, there used to be sailors and mechanical engineers and all sorts of people. And they built this up back in when war was the big thing to do back in the day. When we had war back in the day, we used to build stuff like these buildings. These buildings are getting tore down to make room for new construction. And well, no one likes to see change, but these bulldozers, they like it. I guess you can't even call them bulldozers. I'd call them tear downers. Those are tear downers. And they work in tandem. One has a claw and one has a scoop. So kind of like a dance. One twists and turns and the other grabs and pulls. Well, one person they get to spray the hose all day. That'd be a pretty good job to just make everything wet. That's your job, basically. I don't know if that would get pretty boring pretty quick, I imagine. And anybody could take your job. I'd imagine that too. I really like this shot. I probably took a little bit too much, but he was determined to peel this building down in one swoop. And he's pulling and pulling, and he got a bite of it. I thought it was gonna go, but just got a mouthful of teeth. Yeah, he really wanted to see that come down in one fell swoop, but it didn't happen. There you go, just shove it over the Alameda sign. That's kind of a nice gesture. Yeah, he gave up over there helping his buddy. So he's just picking around a little bit over here. But I'm a scrapping man, and I wish I would have picked up that piece of sign that said Alameda there. I wonder what my wife would have said if I came home with that in my car. It says Alameda. She would say, "You got half of a sign. You couldn't even get a whole sign." Well, that claw, he's gonna pull this building down, and I couldn't wait for it. And he pulled and pulled, and there was something about that building winning this day. That just goes to show you that whoever built that building must have a smile on their face, that that building is not coming down. No matter how much he twists and turns, he just gave up on it. I zoomed in here. The old Mavic has a zoom in feature on it, which is kind of neat. I don't get to utilize it too much, but since I'm copying Tom Allen, I might as well zoom in a little bit. I don't have the redo button like he has, but there's your zoom in of him pulling on it. Boy, did he want to tear it down. And I wanted him to, but all he got was a big chunk of metal. That's not what he wanted, but I'm sure he's happy with it. So just like the trees get turned into lumber, well, this metal will get shipped right over there, over to that scrap yard across the bay there. So they won't have to take this metal that far. Now all that metal will go to China. And there's the ships we used to sail out here. The big aircraft carriers and the cargo ships. And look at all the ships out in the bay full of oil. And there's a beautiful San Francisco Bay Bridge. And what will be future demolition, I would imagine, of all those buildings. But today, just this block is getting tore down today, and the rest of this week, I would imagine. But just like an elephant, you just take a little bite at a time. That's how you eat it. And as you can see, they got their work cut out for them. So a lot of property out here to be developed. I tell you what, if I'm a developer, you can see all the houses you can build on one little lot here. I was told that I don't get this downward shot enough, so I thought I would try to do that a little bit. And as I watch these back, I wish I maybe wouldn't have turned so much, but I guess if you don't want to get dizzy, you live and learn and go from there, I guess. But I didn't want to get too low because now I'm interfering with their work. So you can see they're tearing up this asphalt, and I do believe that they might be making some progress out here too. I don't know. But you leave this little base for a minute and boy, they just tear it up. I know that if it wasn't for the military and all their hard work, well, we wouldn't have the freedoms we have today. So it is kind of sad that this base is going away with the dodo, but as you can hear the bagpipes playing. Well, he gave up on that building right there. He could not tear it down. So right here, he said, forget it. I'm going to move on to this building. So that's what he does. He said, forget that metal building. I'm gonna go after this easy brick building. I don't know how much work is out here, but I do believe he'll be out here a while if he doesn't maybe bust a live gas line or something. Just got to be careful. I think the only live things out here is the water lines that they're spraying with. So, and I did see that they got the water lines off the fire sprinkler system, so I guess I'm okay with that. Anyway, that's enough of this building. That I had to just sit in one spot and see him tear it away, and use my zoom in feature one more time. I really like that feature, getting in there. You can see the tank on the roof and the pipes falling and the arm twisting. But I think he's going to try to give this old metal building one more turn. He really wants to tear this building down. Let's see if he can do it this time. Look at that arm. Oh, that machine's really working. I think he gives up on that piece. And it's got to be frustrating to pull and nothing happens. So now he's just picking away. And I do believe it is at the end of the day here. So I think he's just killing a little time. But he sure would like to bring this building down before it, so he can go home tonight with the building down. But like I said, this building is not going down. Not without a fight. And I kind of like that. This building is not going down, buddy. So you can take your big machine and go home for the night. All I'm going to do is let you push me around a little bit, but I really kind of like that big old building winning. Pull on it again. I bet you can't pull me down. Nope. Nope. I don't care how strong you are. He gave up there, didn't he? You better just go home for the night. He's still trying, but I guarantee you that building is stronger than you are today. Pull. Nothing for you. Well, that's pretty much all that building had to say to that tractor that day was, I am not going down without a fight. And as I left that day, that building was still standing. So it took them at least 2 days to tear that building down. But with that building is still up, and the claw is turning in its weary head. It's done its job for the day. And as 3 o'clock rolls around, they're putting the big claws to bed. And they did a pretty good job tearing that place up today. That must be a fun